All right, last Monday call of the year. Gosh, where does the time go? But I'm super excited for tonight. I have a few announcements before I turn it over to Liz, and I think they're super beneficial to y'all. First and foremost, we started live workouts this week, and of course, I totally didn't hop on this morning at 6 a.m. when Liz and Claire did, because this girl totally didn't hit her alarm this morning, which never happens. But I wanted to let you guys know, as we move into 80-day obsession, my goal is to hold a morning live workout on Zoom and a night live workout on Zoom. So I won't be leading, nobody's leading them, but I won't be doing the nightly Zoom link because you guys know I'm a morning girl. So I'm going to be looking for somebody on the team to at least set up the Zoom link and commit to a time each night to run that workout. It's been super fun. I have loved doing it with Claire, even though we've done it like 3 or 4 days. And just knowing somebody is there to check in, like that's an extra free incentive we can give to people as we're talking about 80-day obsession. And it's free. They don't have to go outside. Like I always think about it, I dread getting up every Tuesday morning and going to body pump because I have to go out in the cold. I have to drive there. I have to bring all my stuff with me. So thinking about those things that you may have had excuses in the past, don't be afraid to talk about it as an extra incentive, okay? Okay, the second thing I want you guys to...
About that?
What was that?
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
I have a few people who want to do like 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a few people who are like not like Mountain Time or Pacific Time.
Yes.
So I don't know if anyone else does, but maybe we can just like make a note of that, because I know there are some girls who want to do morning, but are not like 6 a.m. Eastern Time doesn't work. They need like 6 a.m. Mountain Time or Pacific. So if you have anyone else, let me know.
Yeah, let me make a note of that, and I will touch base with Sarah, Danielle, and Victoria, because I think 2 of them are on like the Midwestern time and the other one's on West Coast. So we were actually talking about doing something like that. And I think with our big 80-day obsession group, like we can make it happen. So how cool would that be to have like 3 or 4 live workouts every single day for 80 days? I mean, that's pretty fabulous in my mind. So thank you for bringing that up, Liz. I'll check with them. Okay, the second thing I want you guys to do is make 3 lists over the next 24 hours, okay? So I put it on like the calendar for the to-do list this week. The first list is anybody you've ever signed up with Beachbody, okay? I don't care if it's 1 person or 10 people, just anybody you've ever signed up. The second thing is any discount coaches that are active. And if you don't have any, then make a list of no's. Okay? Got this? And then the third and final list is anybody new that you want to invite to 80-day obsession. So the first list is anybody you've ever signed up. The second list is discount. Well, they don't have to be active discount coaches. They can be inactive. So any discount coaches. And then the third list is any newbies. And I'm going to talk about those lists throughout the week and how I am using mine. You guys should have gotten an email today from Beachbody of anybody who is on Beachbody on demand. So that's a list right there you can already have for you. You don't even need to create, so print it off. And then the last thing is, 2 more things. Little Obsessed launches on Wednesday, and it's going to permanently be on Beachbody on demand. So let's talk the heck out of that, guys. Do the workouts yourself, follow the hybrid calendar, get yourself ready to rock and roll. And then has everybody got their mega pack? Everybody? Got to get your mega pack in. I actually did 2-day shipping on mine because I want the resistance bands and the sliders for marketing purposes throughout the next month. So I know Claire bought hers under her spouse account. If you have one, definitely do that because you will get the extra $90 back on top of the discounted $250 price. So it's basically like buying a challenge pack. Super cheap. Cool? All right, guys. So I wanted Liz to talk about the power of plugging into your community tonight because I feel like as a new coach, it's so important to have those experiences. And with Super Saturday coming up, we really need to hype up this event and get as many coaches on our team there as possible. And honestly, I'm going to post something in our challenge group tomorrow about it to our challengers, because who knows, they could be the next coach, and they could have Jericho there and love her and want to go work out with her. Those are the things that make a difference in your experience as a coach. And I think that Liz has had a special opportunity to be now 2 Super Saturdays, and she came to the leadership retreat with me back in September. So I think there's a power to her seeing herself as a leader by going to these events and understanding that this is so much bigger than just sitting behind a computer. So I know a lot of you, I think, are all signed up to go to Super Saturday. Yeah, because Bree's coming down to Atlanta anyways, coming up. So I wanted her to kind of share her experience with it. And, they're announcing the Success Club trip in January for 2019. So everybody on this call is going to be eligible to go to that. And guys, like, that is amazing, amazing opportunity. And all it takes is hitting Success Club every month of the year. So just some things that I wanted her to touch on, but I'm sure she can rock and roll with it because she's so good anyway. So I'm going to shut up and go for it, Liz.
Okay, wait. You posted that you have some sort of big announcement.
Yeah, it's going to come after your
what? The suspense is killing me. All right. I made a few slides, but I've never shared my screen on Zoom, so hold on a second.
It should just be on the bottom, and then, yeah.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So, I know you guys kind of know me, but I will just go over these slides anyway. Okay. All right. So, for those of you who don't know me that well, and this is like my crew on the call right now, but I'm sure people will watch the recording who don't know me. I'm Liz. I became a coach earlier this year in probably like April timeframe, and I was one of Danielle's challengers, and I signed up by doing a 5-day Shakeology test group because Danielle was posting about how she hadn't been sick, and I travel a ton and was sick like all the time. So I did Shakeology first, and I told Danielle no to everything. So the reason I always bring that up is I think for newer coaches, and even for coaches who have been in the business for a long time but hear no's or hear people who say like, well, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that, like, it's okay for people to start small, and it's okay for people to sort of dabble. And I know we want people to go all in and we want them to be super committed from the beginning, but like, don't discount someone who wants to just drink Shakeology for a while. Like, honestly, if they can get hooked on Shakeology and figure the rest out after, like, that's really the way you grow your business anyway. So, that's an okay option for people. So I always say that because I think newer coaches think like that they have to be super involved and they have to be super into the workouts, but like Shakeology might do it for them. So 3 sort of things I want to talk about that relate to me and events, which a lot of people probably don't know. I love public speaking, like, which is super weird. But that is definitely my thing, like being face to face with people. I lead a ton of meetings at work. I was super involved in college, and as Brianna knows, like, I would always be the first one to get up on stage and like talk to anyone who would listen. So that is a reason that I love events, because I think like it's so easy for us to get stuck behind our computer and our phone and to sorry, the chat thing is like beeping. I don't Brianna. Yeah, so anyway, so events is like a really good way to get out from behind your phone, which I'll talk about more in a second. But I also really like control, and I bring this up because when Danielle first asked me to speak about this, I was like, all right, events are my thing, so yes, absolutely. But sometimes I feel like on these calls, you have to talk about things to like teach yourself about them again. And there's a method to the madness about talking about things to you guys and sort of reminding myself. But I wanted to talk about this because for all the newer coaches, and even some of you guys, we all go through ebbs and flows in our business. When I first started, I was super organized, and Danielle loves to tell the story about she came over to my house, and I was like, hey, I have a folder of all my Beachbody stuff, like, ready. And I thought that if I just did the vital behaviors and messaged people on my phone and followed the scripts, which I did to a T, that I would have like a 6-figure business in 5 minutes and like, continue chugging along. Because that's what I do in most aspects of my life. Like I jump into something, I'm like, cool, I love this, I'm gonna do these 3 things and like magic is going to happen. And that didn't happen for me. And it doesn't happen for anyone. It's really the reality of the situation. And it's really easy for us to think, oh, well, on the National Wake Up Call, they talk about doing the 4 vital behaviors over and over again. And everyone who's on that call does those 4 things, and all of a sudden, like, they're elite coaches. And I really struggled with that because I would, talk to Danielle and she'd be like, well, let's make a list. And then I'd be like, okay, well, I did the vital behaviors and I used the scripts and like I processed it so much that it was like almost inhuman. So I got so far away from who I am and what I love by processing something that I thought I could put into a process that I can't. And so that's why events are a really big deal for me, and I think should be a really big deal for everybody, because that's how you bring the human aspect back into your business. And it's super easy to say like, oh, I don't have time for that, or it's far away, or it's, not at a good time for me, or whatever. But that's how you meet people who are like you, who are close to you, who can talk through some of this stuff that, like, I love Danielle and I love you guys, but we all talk to each other all the time, right? And a lot of us are really good friends now, which is awesome. But we're just such a small, teeny tiny piece of what this business is and what Beachbody is, that it's not everything. And that perspective from other people and hearing people tell their story in person is just so different than you'll ever get on a phone call or on a Zoom call or whatever. And so going to events really brought it back for me about, it's not just something you can, 1, 2, 3 and it will work. That's not it. And so going to events has really helped me with that. And then the third thing about me that I wanted to share as it relates to events is I joined for a community. So I joined for Shakeology first, but I was a watcher for a really long time, and I still am a watcher, which I feel like it never goes away. Like, I follow a ton of coaches. I watch their social media. I watch y'all on social media. I watch the Kardashians on social media. Like, I watch everybody. Sorry if that's creepy. But it's so true. Like, I watched Danielle for a long time. I knew a ton of other coaches before Danielle. And so when I first started talking to Danielle, we had moved to Atlanta from Virginia. I lived like 20 minutes from my parents basically my whole life, and therefore like everyone I've ever known. So I could not go anywhere without seeing someone I knew. And we moved to Atlanta, and I knew 0 people. And I'm really glad we did it. I love it here now. I obviously know Danielle, and we have a ton of friends, but it took a really long time for me to get there. And it wasn't always fun. And there were a lot of times where, like, I had nothing to do but go on social media. And, like, I hung out in our apartment, and, like, you don't want to go to a bar by yourself, and you don't, like, my husband and I are married, and to go to a bar on a Friday night after, like, a super long week of work is not that fun. So yes, I know I need to share some of these things more publicly. See, this is why I wanted to make sure I talked about other things besides events, so I get these reminders for myself. But one of the big things I wanted was community and to reconnect with new friends and old friends and people that were like me, because that's what I had in Virginia. It was super easy for me to go hang out with other girls who I either went to college with or that I had known from high school. And when I lost that, it was just hard to find it again. So Danielle found me, thank goodness. Technically, Danielle and I were neighbors in college, but for some reason we didn't acknowledge each other in college, and so who knows. But anyway, we found each other in Atlanta, and so it's been great. But the community aspect, although it's great over the internet, it's so much better in person. And there are so many great people in your area that you would never know existed. And maybe it's somebody that you meet who, you know, isn't going to be your next power hour buddy, but they're just going to be your friend. And that's all this is about. Just because, you know, you go to Super Saturday to see a super trainer or hear a speaker and to meet people that are like you, and whether that person could be your next business partner, that person could just be somebody that you go have coffee with, it could be, you know, anybody, but you have to go to meet those people. And, you know, I'm excited that we're having these live workouts for our challengers, but I would love for us to have more in-person live workouts. And that's something that I've tried to incorporate into my business in 2017, but it's definitely a thing for me in 2018, is finding more ways to work out with people live in person. And I started a neighborhood thing. I won't digress down this path, but I started a neighborhood thing in 2017, and it's just sort of slow right now from the holidays, but it's really something I want to get back into in 2018. So on I go. Okay, so I've been to 3 events this year, and like I said, I've only been a coach for like 9 months. So this is like an event a quarter. And I was thinking about it today, and my takeaways from each have sort of evolved. So I wanted to share them with you because I think your first event is super scary. And it's like, when I was thinking back on it, I was super new at my first event. So, and it was very overwhelming. And so the things that I took away from it were very different than, you know, some of the other events that I've been to. And so I think it's important that if you've been to an event and it maybe wasn't your thing, or like you didn't vibe with the speaker, it's just one time. And you should continue to go and find other events, because as you are in different stages in your business, events are going to mean different things to you. So I will go through these quickly, and feel free to ask questions about these events as I go through them. So my first event was Super Saturday in Atlanta, and I think it was in April. It was fun. I took a picture with the ATL balloons, which was fun. And we did a workout outside, and I met a ton of new people. And it spurred me to think about why I needed Beachbody. And I went back into my notes and I was reading about this. And I needed Beachbody because I needed friends. And I had never really articulated that before this event, but I remember articulating it to Danielle very clearly in the car on the way home. And it was actually the first day I did a live video on Facebook. It was after this event, because I was just like so fired up by it. I was like, I'm just going to go on Facebook Live and like shout it from the rooftops. And it was a terrible video. Don't go watch it. But it was fine. But it was a really good, I think, step forward for me in my business. And just a development area, which is funny now, thinking that like that's what it took to get me to do a live video. But anyway, and one of the things that I also wrote down was the speaker talked about like encouraging action in people. And it's not always about like joining your group or doing your challenge, but just like thinking about their life differently. And I don't remember exactly how this transpired, but like not everyone is ready to join something today, but it doesn't mean that your post can't inspire them to do something. And maybe that something is to, you know, go for a walk, or eat a salad instead of a cheeseburger, or to turn their phone off and spend time with their husband, or to try something new that they've never tried before, or to go to a new restaurant or whatever. And so I think sometimes, especially in posting, like we get really caught up in, oh, these are the 5 things that I like, and these are the things I'm doing, and I need to do an invite. But like sometimes just sharing things that you like doing and with a healthy twist, and then letting people see that for a while and say, oh yeah, Bree's been encouraging me to, eat more vegetables and go to these new restaurants and do all these things that I used to not do. And that's really what it's about. It's encouraging action in people, and those people will eventually come back to you. And then I went to the leadership retreat with Danielle in, I don't know what month it was, September? August, September? I can never know what day it is, which is a whole separate thing. But definitely don't know what month that was. The leadership retreat was awesome. So I will be honest, I went into the leadership retreat in sort of a weird headspace. And the first night we get there, we're sitting at the table drinking wine, and Maggie, who some of you guys know, I knew her from Tech too. We started talking, and like within 5 minutes of me getting there, she said, you don't have to hate your job to be a great coach. And I was like, wait, how did you know? Like, how did you know that about me? Like, it was so crazy because I have had a really great year professionally and really love my job right now. And I was really struggling with, like, maybe I don't want to quit my job. A lot of days I don't. Like, I'll be honest, that's not really where I am right now. Because I love my job and it's going really well. And so, I think sometimes we see coaches who they build huge businesses and they quit their job, and that's awesome. And I will be front and center with champagne the day Danielle quits her job, because I hate that it sucks for her, but that doesn't have to be everyone's path. And I know a lot of people on our team have really great jobs that they love, and like that's okay. And there's a way to find balance between your job and your Beachbody business. And so it's just such an interesting moment for me, because I had literally just gotten there, and I sort of know Maggie, but I didn't really know anyone else. And like, that's what she said to me. And I was like, you're reading my mind. This is really weird. But it was a really powerful thing. And it was also just like such a connection point with somebody who I usually only talk to on social media. But like, that's what our tribe is about. Like, those are our people for sure. And that solidified that for me. It also, this is sort of cliche, but like the possibilities are so endless. The things that Rachel does to build an amazing business, and the amount of money she's made and the amount of lives she's impacted, like sometimes to see that really come to life, and like she put together this amazing retreat, and that's awesome. Like, I'm certainly not in a place in my business where I can do that for people. I would love to, certainly on the vision board, but like just to see that really tangibly in a small group setting was really cool. And then the other thing I found just from like sitting around chatting with people, yes, on your bucket list, Danielle, for 2018 for sure, was talking to people is my place. Like, that is my thing. I would come on here and talk to you guys like every night about different things if I could. That's just totally my jam. And so it really spurred this thought process for me around, how do I have my business off of social media? And I don't mean not posting on social media at all. I mean, like, how do I make this, excuse me, how do I help people in person? And I did a ton of like brainstorming and thinking about it afterwards, and I've done it a little bit in 2017, not a ton, but it's definitely something that I still want to do. But just having that creative thought process and sort of that outlet based on conversations I had with people, that is totally invaluable. Because, and I said this to Danielle at the retreat, and I knew she wouldn't take it the wrong way, but like Danielle is my person. You guys know we are like twins. And so it's very easy for me to be like, yeah, Danielle, cool, got you. Yep, did my power hour. Yep, copied and pasted the scripts, sent 20 messages, like, yep, I moved on. But that's not the connection I want to have with people. And so it was really eye-opening just to like slow it down a little bit and say like, it's okay if maybe I only help 3 people a month that are in person and they're really meaningful relationships and they're the type of business I want to have, not trying to mirror Danielle's business or Claire's business or anyone else's business in here. Like, I can do this a different way, and that's okay. If you didn't listen to the YouTube video that she posted in the Diamonds chat today, you should watch it. It's bomb. Like, so good on this kind of topic that like you have to find joy in your business, and finding joy in your business means something different to everybody. So whatever that means to you, that's what you should do. Don't do it because Danielle said to, or because someone else on a national wake up call told you to. Like, do it because that's how you find joy in your business. And once you find joy in your business every single day, that's when your business will change. Anyway, that's a bomb video. Everyone should watch it. It's like 30 minutes. It's amazing. Anyway, and then Super Saturday was also in September. This event was, oh my God, why is this not working? Sorry. Technology fail. Okay, Super Saturday in September, you guys. This was the most insane day of my entire life, maybe ever. For 2 reasons. One, I got to speak on a coach panel. There I am in the middle with 2 people who were like thebomb.com. Like, Ashley is an elite coach. She is just amazing. And I'm totally blanking on the other girl's name. So that's happening. Rachel. She is also amazing. Like, just awesome coach. She has a 6-figure business and is on the John Maxwell team and like is amazing. So it was really cool because it made me feel like I could do it, because I got up there and I would have thought, and it's really easy to think, right? This is part of what I was talking about with watching people and the comparison game. It would have been really easy for me to tell myself, like, there's nothing I'll have to contribute. I'm standing up here with an elite coach. There's nothing she knows that, like, I can contribute to. She knows everything. She's so much better than me. Her business is so much better than me. But like I said, being on stage is sort of my place. I know it's so weird, but it was awesome. And the questions that they asked from the crowd, it was just open question, like anyone could ask anything. And I think there were 2 questions that stood out to me. Someone asked about like finding balance between your work and your business. And I said something along the lines of like, you have to find things in your professional life that translate into your business, that make your business better. And it's really true. Like, there are things that you see in the office, right? People in corporate America like get catered lunch all the time, and it's so hard not to eat that kind of food. But you have to just think about, how can I take this experience that I'm having in my professional environment and talk about it in a way that would help people who are in my situation. And that's an advantage, I think, that people who still have full-time jobs in the coaching and our coaches really have, because they can say, hey, I had to go to work today and my schedule was busy as, you know, whatever, and I still fit in my workout and I still ate healthy, and this is how I did it. And that's like 85% of the audience, you guys. None of us are moms yet. We're not, our audience is not stay-at-home moms. It's not, unless you like have friends who are trust fund babies and don't work. I don't know. Like, everyone we're talking to works. And so having cookies in the break room and having to commute and getting stuck in traffic and like all this stuff that we encounter every single day is stuff that other people encounter. And so that's sort of the lens you have to take on it, is like, if I encountered this thing at work today, so did someone else. But I didn't use it as an excuse. I used it as a motivation, or I overcame it by doing X, and that is how, you know, you kind of find balance between both. And then the other thing someone said that I thought was really interesting was I think she made like a comment. I don't know that it was a question in particular. She was like, I don't have a transformation, so I don't know like what to post. And Ashley was like, well, you're here, so there's that, right? Like, you're on this call right now. You chose to be part of this community. You chose to be part of this organization. So that in itself is a transformation. It's a different type of transformation, but like, it's still a transformation. And if you have challengers, and even if it's just one, like, you are helping someone with their transformation, and you should be sharing the heck out of that. So for me, my husband, he has lost way more weight than me. He is doing so good. And like, I don't share that enough. But like, if the only person I ever helped was my spouse, that is the biggest win I could ever have. Like, hands down, there is no better person you can help. And so I struggle with that too, because I haven't really had that big of a physical transformation. But it's not always about that. And so don't get caught up in like, oh, speaking of my husband making faces at me, don't get caught up in like, I didn't lose 50 pounds. But those stories are amazing, and those people are out there, and there are just as many people out there who want to lose 10 pounds as they are who want to lose 50 pounds. So don't lose sight of like, it's not always about something crazy. Okay, the other epic part of Super Saturday, and I won't talk about this for too long, even though I could for days. Chris Downing was the speaker. He was just on fire, you guys. Like, he was amazing. And this is a huge reason you should go to events, because whether it's a super trainer or someone from corporate, like, the messages they have are so powerful. Like, I honestly, and when Danielle said she like flew to see Autumn, the first time I heard her say that, I was like, girl, why would you do that? Like, great. Okay, I would fly to see Chris again. Like, he was so good. And I put on here the two things that I took away from his speech. So he told this story about, he was at Whole Foods and he was walking in, there was a homeless guy outside. And he went up to him and was like, hey dude, you know, can I help you? And like, can I get you some food? Because Chris didn't want to give him money because he didn't know if he would like go spend it on drugs or something. And so he was like, let me buy you dinner. Like, go into Whole Foods, you can buy whatever you want. So he takes this homeless guy in Whole Foods, and he wanted a piece of pizza and chocolate milk. And like, forget that those things aren't good for you. That's not even what the point is. Like, that was all he could see, was pizza and chocolate milk. Like, he could not see the forest through the trees and make decisions that, you know, maybe he should get a piece of fruit, or maybe he should get, like, Chris would have bought him anything in that story, you guys, and he couldn't see anything other than like what was right in front of him, because his mind was so, well, I don't know where his mind was, but the frame in which he was looking at the world was, I just want this one thing right now. He could have, for example, said, like, I want a piece of pizza and a granola bar and, you know, something I can eat later, or something that will like last me longer times, because he's gonna be hungry in like 30 minutes again, right? Chris even said, like, I asked him if he wanted a whole pizza, and he just wanted one piece. And I think it was really interesting, and I'm not doing it any justice. I'm sure we have a video recording of the whole speech because it was like 40 minutes long. But it was so interesting, and I think that's a frame of mind that so many people are in. And it makes me think of this thing that I see on Pinterest or Instagram all the time that's like, a salad doesn't make you skinny and one cookie doesn't make you fat. But it's like the mindset we live in is that if you do one bad thing, it's all over. And if you do one good thing, you're going to have these insane results. And so people are so disappointed and they're so disconnected from the journey and from the potential of what could happen if they can just see past their immediate decision. And that's a hard thing to share. I don't know. I haven't shared it like very well at all. And I haven't really thought about it that much, honestly, since I saw him speak until today when I was going through my notes. But it is so post-worthy, right? And it's like something I want to talk to my challengers more about. Yeah, I think it is on your YouTube, Danielle. It's something I want to talk to my challengers more about because I feel like I have challengers who, like all of us, we ebb and flow. And you know, they're scared to commit to 80 days. They're scared to commit to a full program because they haven't succeeded in the past. But if you keep saying, I haven't been able to lose 5 pounds in the past, so I'm just going to start eating Chick-fil-A every day, like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, even if you go into it thinking, I'm going to do it 150%, and you mess up a little bit, like, it's okay. You're human, you will move forward, you are making, you know, progress every single day, and it's not just about your immediate satisfaction. His other thing that was so cool when we did the workout, he like free talks in workouts. He just like, it's so crazy. It's like an out-of-body experience. I don't even think he knows what he's saying. It's like, he just gets these vibes and like starts spewing. And so he said, and I have a recording of this part, but he said, when you pray, stop asking for things and start being thankful for what you have. And I'm so glad I listened to it today because it's like such a good holiday, a holiday reminder. But he was like, people pray because they want things. And you really should pray because you have things, which is so true. Like, if you aren't okay with where you are and you can't find peace with yourself, then, and all of the things you have, like, we all have so many things. We're sitting here on computers talking to each other on video chat. Like, we all just ate dinner, I'm sure, or eating dinner. Like, we have so many things to be thankful for, and if we just keep asking for more, then we're always going to be dissatisfied. And so it's so important to take time to be, in the moment with what you have and be truly grateful for that. And I think, oh, sorry, I went the wrong way. And so, again, I could talk about Chris forever. He was amazing. And I would fly to see him again in a minute because he was so powerful. But, I mean, this is just some of the things from events, you guys. I only went to 3. There's like 50. And every time I leave, I'm like, oh my God, this is my place. Like, these are my people. This is my crew. Like, this, I'm so glad I joined. And even if I never sign up another challenger ever again, like, it's worth it. Like, these experiences and the things that have happened in my life so far this year, they make this worth it, even if, I didn't get to the rank I wanted and I didn't make the amount of money that I wanted and whatever. Like, these are the experiences that make everything worth it, which is a great segue, non-planned self, into my last slide, which is, I think, what Danielle wanted me to talk about. And I love this quote. It's on my vision board. And it says, and then I realized that the adventure was the best way to learn. And I love this because, and I'm the busy person. Like, I'm so busy and I love that I'm busy. But like, you've got to step back. And you learn so many things just by going places and meeting people and doing new things and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. And that's how you learn, through the adventure, through the journey. And these events are such a huge part of that. And they're an awesome thing that Beachbody offers to all of us. So I'm highlighting a few that are coming up at the bottom of this slide. You guys know Super Saturday in January. It's going to be awesome. Bree's going to be in Atlanta. We can't wait. Coach Summit is in Indianapolis. It's also going to be awesome. I've never been to Indianapolis, so I'm super excited about that. I did not get to go to Summit this year in New Orleans. We had plans already by the time I found out about it, so I'm super excited for my first Summit this year. Danielle is going to host a Diamond Retreat, so I put that on here. Diamond Retreat this year, it's happening. I know you guys will all be there. I cannot wait to see all of your faces. There's a leadership summit in LA for diamonds and above, 3-star diamond and 1-star to 2-3-star. Read about it on the FAQs. All the info is there. But the leadership summit is supposed to be awesome. Danielle went last year with Noelle, and they had an awesome time. So this is, and Claire's going, yes, New Leaders Conference, 1-star and above. So Claire will tell us all about it, I'm sure. I can't wait, and it will be fun. All of us can go together next year. The Success Club trip, which Danielle mentioned, they'll announce in January. Danielle's been on a cruise. She's been to Punta Cana. She's going to Riviera Maya, like all the fun tropical locations you could ever want to go to. That's the party trip, you guys. There is also an elite trip. It was just in Vegas. It's like a leadership and fun party trip. It was really cool. I'm sure you guys saw it on social media. And there's a top 10 trip, you guys, if you have not heard about this event. Okay, this is the most balls to the wall thing you could ever imagine in your entire life. It's like every extravagant luxury that you could ever imagine given to you by Beachbody. And Ashley, who is one of the elite, she's on the Atlanta Market Council with Danielle. She was top 10, but she was pregnant for it this year, so she didn't get to go. But you guys, someone on our team is going to go on this trip. Like, I just know it. And I cannot wait to find out who that person is, because this is like the bomb trip. Like, there is no amount of money that could ever, like, I don't even know. I could never even think of the things they plan for these people. Like, it's amazing. So there are so many options out there. There are so many things. And Bree, why don't you go on the top 10 trip and then I'll be your +1? Yeah, okay, good plan. Glad we figured that out. So you guys, the possibilities are endless. Beachbody does awesome stuff every year, and they're always coming out with new things. But the point of going on these trips is always, like, it's invaluable. It's not about rank. It's not about, like, a pretty picture, even though those are fun and the drinks are fun and the food is good. Like, these experiences will change your business and they will change your life. So I cannot wait to see you all at Super Saturday and at the Indianapolis and at Danielle's retreat and all these places coming up in 2018, because I love seeing you guys on Monday nights on Zoom, but in person is way better. And Danielle is a really good party planner too, so I can only imagine that she'll plan a good trip. So anyway, that's all I had for you guys tonight. And happy to take questions, but I am dying to hear about Danielle's announcement, so I'm not going to let her get away without it. But yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Liz. That was so awesome. And you totally read my mind at the end with everything that's coming up for this next year. I think that, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I live off of FOMO. And so for me, I kind of map out these events throughout the year, and that's how I push my business. So, like, I know the next trip I'm going to is Mexico. You know, Super Saturday is January 6th. So the way I think about it is, okay, the next Super Saturday will be in April, most likely. what kind of coach do I want to be come April? You know, what do I want to stand up and be recognized for because I help so many people? And that's what I love that Liz really touched on. It's like the meaning behind what we do, like hearing her say, I didn't have anything to do in Atlanta besides scroll social media. That just makes my heart hurt because we've done so many amazing things this year together that would have never happened had I not opened my big fat mouth and kept at it, right? So I want you to look at these events as like, I will never miss another Beachbody event due to my own inaction. You know what I mean? Like, if you see Claire go to LA and you have major FOMO, get your booty there next year. Like, earn the right to be there in this next quarter with 80-day obsession. And it's true. I did fly to Tampa when I was making maybe $200 a month to see Carl and Autumn speak live and work out with them live. Because once I went there, I never stopped. That was my all-in moment. So you just never know when that can hit you. So for my announcement, guys, we have an incredible opportunity. And I know I'm going a little bit long here, but I really want to hit home on this. So you guys know Elizabeth Hartke is our grandmother coach, right? Somebody I admire very, very much. She's built an insanely big team, and she is still so in touch with what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so when I'm not going to lie, I was really down and out about missing that leadership conference in Vegas this year. But I also know that there's so much possibility for 2018 and everything we do now. Like, I want to see our team go 5-star by Mexico because all of you get there, because all of you feel you're serving others, because all of you feel like leaders, not for myself. And my word for 2018 is potential, because that's what I want to help every single one of you live up to, your full potential. So does anyone ever feel like they don't have enough time in the day, right? You like always are just like a million zillion places and you don't have enough time. So she came up with this really cool concept with a lot of the leaders that went to Vegas about how can we serve our community better, right? Like, it's easy to sign, well, maybe not easy, but you sign somebody up, you put them in a challenge group, and you expect them to figure it out. Or you expect them to show up every day. Or you expect them to keep buying their Shakeology. You know, you're putting in the work, you're showing up in the challenge group, you're doing what you were told to do, like Liz was saying. And then they stop, and then they ghost you, and then they disappear. And then you feel really crappy, and you feel like a failure. And then it's like, what's the point? Right? You can get in, this is cycles I have conversations in my head about, because I've seen a lot of our team has quit the past month. You guys may not know it and you may not see it, but I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, coaches on our team have canceled. But there's something special in our community. And I think you're here for a reason, because you feel it. You know, I don't care if there's 5 people. I don't care if there's 1 person. I'm still going to be here. So as of today, we are officially launching the 25th hour, okay? Now, I don't want you to think of this as something that's taking away from your time, or another thing you have to figure out and learn, or just like a distraction for yourself. This is going to be an amazing, valuable place for us to put potential coaches, customers, and current coaches and customers that feel like, I don't have time to meal prep. I don't have time to figure out how to figure out these portion fix containers, but I want to make a change, and I know I can, and I see you do it, but I just don't know how to do it. So basically, it's going to be this free community, and they're going to be able to be plugged into it. And Liz has hired a nutritionist, and she's hired a personal like coach that talks about, you know, different things, like kind of like Josh Coates, where it's some kind of motivational speaker and talks about the things that we deal with in our life. And so they're going to basically provide a shit ton of value in this group. And then the thing is, you have to think about your business as a funnel, right? If you invite somebody to 80-day obsession and they say no, what do you do with them? My guess is we either forget about them or we follow up with them to invite them to the next group next month. But really, we should be funneling them with value and personal contact and community, and a place for them to still feel like Liz was saying, okay, if they say no to the challenge group, I still want to help them make breakfast every day. I want to give them an idea to save time in their day. So this community is going to bring that value, and there's going to be a funnel part of it where if they are on Shakeology HD or Daily Sunshine HD, they are going to get a meal plan emailed to them by this nutritionist every single week on Sunday, so they don't have to meal prep. Because half the battle, guys, is like people just don't want to figure it out. I mean, I'm sorry, they're just lazy. I know for me, I don't like write down every little thing. And if I had a meal plan to my inbox every Sunday where I didn't have to figure it out, holy crap, like that's value. They have to stay on Shakeology HD or Daily Sunshine to continue to get them. So that creates retention. That's active discount coaches in your downline. And they're going to be running live sneak peeks in here like every 2 weeks. So it's also an opportunity to expose them to really successful coaches that are just like them. You know, maybe you have a mom that you're talking to, but you just can't relate to her. Well, there's going to be moms in there that talk about how they work with their kids. Maybe you have somebody that travels a ton and you haven't been able to connect them with Liz, but there's somebody in there that can relate to them. So do you see what I mean? Like, we have tried free groups this year, and for me, they have not been successful, right? Do you guys feel that way? So I think having this place where it's a true community, it's not going to replace our challenge groups, but it's a true community. Say it's for someone who just wants to figure out meal prep and they don't really care about the workouts, or they just need not so rigorous things with 80-day obsession. Maybe that's not their jam. This is going to be the place for them. So I just think that this is really going to change the game, and I'm going to put a Google Drive document up with an image in the team page for you guys to go through. They give you specific email ideas to email your current customers and coaches. They give you specific ways to use Insta Story, like visuals to walk you through how to start talking about this and create curiosity around it. They give you specific Facebook posts you can start talking about it. So really, you're going to have all the resources from a superstar diamond coach and all of the elite coaches in our larger network on how this can change the game for not only your business, but our business as a team the rest of the year, and to better serve people, which again is what my mission for 2018 is, to help people live up to their full potential. So I'm going to be talking more about this. I know I want your sole focus to totally be 80-day obsession, but I want you to know this is in your back pocket when somebody says no to that, so that you have a place of value to still offer, regardless if 80-day obsession is right or not for them. Does that kind of make sense? Claire, did you want to add anything else to it, since I know you've plugged into it a little bit?
To 25th hour?
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't fully gotten my hands dirty with it. I mean, I'm super excited about it because I do agree it's definitely a game changer. Like, I'm thrilled just for the sake of, like, I'm busy. Like, I want all those recipes. So this should really be a huge 2018 game changer between, like, Clean Week, like, the fact that Liz is doing this for us, like, and who is this, like, yeah, like this great grandmother, like, coach of ours, like, this is incredible. Like, you guys, like, I you know, one of the things I was realizing today, like, I was kind of like thinking about one of these recent objections that I have. Like, somebody told me I don't have time, and I'm like, oh, guess what? Because I was thinking about our, like, live workouts. I was like, really? Because I can do a bomb workout in 30 minutes and be showered before you even get home from the gym when you tell me you don't have time. So in addition to, like, stuff like that, this is another thing that you can add to the I'm too busy, I don't have time. Like, what's this going to cost me? You know, like, this should be, like, literally, like, in your tool belt, like, in your arsenal of, like, this is what we can offer people. And so for that, I'm super excited.
Yeah. And I'm going to continue to talk about it, but I wanted to launch it to you guys officially because I'm really excited about it. I'm still learning about it and figuring out how our team can best utilize it. But I wanted to give you guys the tools. So, like, over the holidays, maybe when you have a little bit more downtime outside of work, you can kind of dig into it and we can start brainstorming some ways to utilize it as our team, you know, doing the sneak peek events to it. I think that, like, guys, don't be afraid to not use that 80-day obsession event throughout the entire rest of the 30 days. Go still invite people to it. Let them watch the videos. Like, this is content in your hand that you don't have to figure out. You just have to plug people into and support them. And it's not a month-long thing. Like, it's going to be up there for the entire year from here on out. So If you have any questions about it, let me know. But I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of my friends that I really admire and look up to formulated this. I think when you get in the Google Drive, you're going to be super happy with the step-by-step, okay, this is how I do these things, and see how elite coaches are running and how we can start making it our own to start setting our own 2018 goals together and really rocking it and doing with heart and not feeling like, oh, you bought a challenge pack, thanks for the Success Club points, peace out. Like really digging into that community aspect. So I thank you guys for being here. I thank you for closing out the year with me. I thank you for all your hard work this year. And I just want you to know, like, the best is yet to come. And if you're here for the marathon, I'm telling you, come Indianapolis, like, this is going to look like a whole different team call. I really know that this new program can 100% change the game for our entire team if we all treat it like the serious thing it is and the amazing program that it is. So I just urge you to talk the shit out of it, open your mouth, and just go spread some kindness this season because people are watching you. And so it's now up to you what you're going to take action on. All right, guys? I'm here for y'all. I love you guys. And let's go rock the heck out of 80-Day Obsession, all right? Have a wonderful week, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. But you know you'll hear from me. See you guys.